WWE 2K15 was released in October 2014, and the game put a new emphasis on a traditional style of gameplay. This was combined with new features to modernize the game, and included the likes of innovative chain-style grapple system and a new and improved stamina bar with what was supposed to reflect what players would see on television. However, there were a lot of notable controversies surrounding the game's release. CM Punk's attorney would notably send a 22-page letter to the WWE claiming that he should be getting royalties for his involvement in the game. WWE believed that Punk wasn't owed anything in terms of financial royalties due to the fact that he walked out on WWE in January of 2014. Eventually, Punk would get paid, and he would even call the amount he got a lifetime of money. Now, the game itself received mostly mixed reviews. IGN gave the game a 7 out of 10 and stated WWE 2K15 on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One doesn't quite meet the expectations set by previous entries in the series. While the wrestlers look amazing, and they do, the combat feels significantly better. My career mode is an absolute slog and everything else has been done better in previous years. Between the narrower historical mode, the shuttered creation suites, and the dearth of combat options for bigger groups, 2K15 has lost some of the tools that brought previous entries into the main event. We have to agree, the game looked fantastic and the wrestlers looked realer than ever, but the gameplay was much to be desired. But anyway, we're not here to review, we're here to look at 2K15 and explore 10 secrets, facts and Easter eggs that you didn't know about the game. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're the first to know when we release a video. Number 10. He's never wrestled in WWE. Now, players were excited when it was announced that Sting would be the pre-order bonus for the game. This marked the first time that Sting had been featured in any WWE video game release in any capacity, and it was also the first time that the WWE had included a wrestler as a pre-order bonus that had never wrestled for them before. Sting would eventually make his WWE debut just 1 month after the game was released. However, there was actually no guarantee when Sting was announced as a pre-order bonus that he would eventually wrestle a match in WWE. Number 9. Chris Benoit was mentioned in one of the most bizarre ways possible. Now, players were delighted when it was revealed that the feud between Shawn Michaels and Triple H would be one of the showcase modes in 2K15. The feud was one of the most important feuds of the Ruthless Aggression era, and the two had some tremendous matches together.
After everything Shawn has survived, now the sledgehammer! Come on! Oh no! Come on, referee, get the hammer away from the game!
However, when it came down to WrestleMania 20, the WWE and game developers had a very interesting way of not mentioning Chris Benoit by name. When discussing the triple threat match which Benoit won,
the game would once again cross paths with Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 20 in a triple threat match that neither would leave with championship gold.
Which obviously refers to Benoit himself. Number 8. Removed WWE superstars. And there were a number of superstars removed just before the game was released. The first of these was Hall of Famer Trish Stratus, and it's unclear why she was removed. Now, although she was removed, her entrance theme and some sound bites can be located in the files of the European version of the game release on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Former one-half NXT Tag Team Champion Sin Cara was also cut from the game. He was initially supposed to be included in the NXT Arrival DLC pack, but he was removed before the game hit shelves. However, there is a glitch in the game that name drops Sin Cara when players get a pin with Connor from the Ascension. Announcer Michael Cole can be heard saying, "Sin Cara wins." Another name that was supposed to be included in the NXT Arrival DLC pack was Enzo Amore. Now, although he was removed, there was yet another glitch in the game that sometimes resulted in Randy Orton being announced as Enzo Amore during his ring entrance. The final removed superstar was Lana. Lana is actually featured as part of Rusev's entrance, but she's not a playable character, as it was of the belief that WWE didn't want players assigning Lana to other superstars in the game. Weird. Number 7. Removed from Steam. A lot of players reported that 2K15 was removed for sale via Steam around a year after the game's release. The belief was that the game had a lot of bugs in it, and Steam felt it was easier to just sell players 2K16 rather than allow them to play a game that wasn't up to par to their established standards. Also, the game was actually the first release to be on a PC since 2002. The game before that was WWF Raw. Number 6, it always gets hit first. The game features a great reference to the fact that the Spanish announce table always gets broken during matches in WWE. When players take off the upper part of the announce table, you'll hear announcer Michael Cole say, "What are you doing? This isn't the Spanish announce table." This is a really humorous Easter egg that gives players a kick every time they hear Cole saying the line. Number 5, the first video game to use the WWE Network logo. Aesthetically, 2K15 looks different because of the fact that this would be the first WWE game to use their new logo, which debuted in 2014. The new slicker logo, which was used to launch the network, makes its debut in the game, saying goodbye to the iconic Scratch logo, which had been a prominent part of so many iconic WWE video games. Number 4, a match never seen in any other WWE game ever. A 2K15 featured the game debut of a body bag match. The body bag match only took place once in WWE, and it occurred in the early 90s in a house show match between the Ultimate Warrior and The Undertaker.
Paul Bearer has the urn. Bearer has the urn. Yeah, but the Ultimate Warrior has the body bag. And there goes The Undertaker.
The match would be playable during the Path of the Warrior showcase mode, and although the match edition was a fun little nod to WWE history, it would never make another appearance in future WWE video game releases. Number 3, the last ever WWE video game to feature this superstar. Now, we mentioned at the beginning of the video that there was a legal battle in relation to WWE's usage of CM Punk in the game. 2K15 would sadly end up being Punk's last ever video game appearance to date. It's unknown whether Punk will ever return to WWE and if they will use him as a special pre-order style bonus in future games. Nevertheless, Punk returning to future WWE video game releases would no doubt delight a lot of players. Number 2, John Cena finally gets his spot. WWE are seemingly in favor of putting a single superstar on the cover of modern video game releases. With the exception of 2K20, every release dating back to WWE 12 has featured a solo star. For the cover of 2K15, it featured John Cena and nobody else. This was the first time that Cena had been on a cover of a WWE video game on his own, even though he'd actually been featured in a total of 10 different video game covers with other superstars over the years. And number 1, video game debuts. The release of 2K15 featured the WWE game debut of a number of superstars. The most notable of these included Sting, who we mentioned earlier in the video, and players would be able to play as classic Surfer Sting, or they could play as the popular Crow Sting, which was used during the marketing of the game itself. Other names included the likes of Neville, Bo Dallas, Xavier Woods, Sami Zayn, and Rusev. But there you have it, folks, 10 secrets, Easter eggs, and facts you may not have known about 2K15. Leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling video game content.